The Toyota Aygo, a small city car built for navigating tight spaces and getting around urban environments. Mine sports a black paint job with a cherry red roof, however Aygos come with plenty more customisation options. Weighing in at 67 kilos, the Aygo is light enough to bench press, which makes it enjoyably economical. Toyota reckons with considerate driving, you can manage about 69 miles per gallon, which isn't too bad nowadays. With 71 horsepower and a 1 litre 3-cylinder petrol engine, the Aygo is brilliantly agile and nippy at slower speeds. However, once you get past 60, the poor thing really does start to struggle. Taking those fast turns onto an upper slick roads can get tense, but the high grip levels and reactive steering help keep the thing on the road. Thankfully, I get to drive this thing because the legroom in the back leaves me packed in like a sardine. Fortunately, Toyota use what's called a double bubble roof, so at least I can sit up straight. In terms of boot space, we definitely couldn't smuggle anyone over 4 foot anywhere with its 168 litres. However, I've never had any issues running out of space myself with my weekly shops. Quite like the rest of the interior of the car myself. It's got these nice cherry trimmings down the sides of the doors and on the dashboard, which helps shape the car's identity, and every Aygo comes fitted with a touchscreen as well as a rear view camera, further adding to the modern city car vibe. Enough about specs and showing off the car though, let's get into how that I've made this car my own private space. We spend a lot of our time commuting from A to B, and so naturally cars become a second, smaller, more mobile home, and like my home, I love customising bits and bobs where I can. Take this amazing solar powered flock for example. I got him from Kenji and he's been doing his little dance ever since. I like to think he makes my car stand out when lined up with other cars in the car park. I also love the 2 little figures I've got dangling from the rear view mirror for the same effect. I know some people name their cars as well and give them different personalities. I call mine the Ultimate Lifeform, named after something from one of my favourite game series that shares the same colour scheme. Picture him to be quite edgy and full of angst, which ties in with the game character. I love seeing personalised cars on the road, intentionally or not. The other day, I saw this car in the city centre that had polished filler all over it. My old car had duct tape all over the front bumper after I hit the curb one time. It's not all holes and scrapes however. I've got some examples of other people's personal spaces. In this first example, we can already see that this person has customised their own space with plenty of plushes and toys, and it's definitely lived in. This is the sort of stuff you don't see when you drive past other people on the road. What looks like another car on the road is a whole personal space of someone else. In the back, we can also see the infamous back of the car bin, which I also use. Out of sight, out of mind. This person also uses the back seat as storage, which I don't blame them for with the size of the Mini's boot. The boot itself is of course another organised mess. I personally find things that end up in the boot magically appear and disappear on their own terms. I've got personal experience with door pockets similar to this as well. They're at the convenient place to just reach down and throw whatever you want into them in the moment and then just forget about them for the next month or so. It's obvious that this next person takes a bit more pride in their car's appearance. We can immediately tell by the scenic picture that they've sent me. They're trying to boast all the best angles of the car. They've got the funny bumper sticker, they've got the Instagram logo on the back, and they've even got a cute little star dangling from the back. Clearly this person likes to stand out a bit more on the road, and I love to see it. Near where I live, there's a car that goes around advertising their creepy doll business on the back. Dark Rubs Creations, and I love looking up these people on social media and finding out about their business when I see them on the road. Just like adds a little bit extra spice to the drive. Everyone's cars have their own quirks as well. In my last car, the buttons to roll the windows down were just not there, so if you ever have to roll the window down, you had to jam your fingers into the inside of the door and find the switch. This car doesn't really have issues like that, however I do a shocking job at keeping it tidy and clean. You'll see on the outside of the car spots I've missed on waxing and polishing that I've simply not bothered to fix. The back of the car and the boot constantly have crap thrown in them to be forgotten about for weeks at a time, and underneath the handbrake is a nice little ditch for all sorts of crumbs and flakes to gather. All this just further adds to the personality of my car. I love my own car to bits, but I massively judge other people's cars while on the road. They're allowed to be there, but I have a massive problem with judging books by the covers whilst driving. One of my gripes are these huge 4x4s taking up a ridiculous amount of room on the road. No one needs a car that big. Van drivers also get a bad rep in my book. They're some of the cheekiest people on the road sometimes. Not all bad conceptions, however. I feel a sense of camaraderie with other Toyotas on the road, and if I see another Ergo, I better get one with the same colours as mine. Can't help but reach my hand out and think to myself, a long lost brother. When I see an occasional Tesla on the road, I can't help but take a glance at the driver and try and guess what life choices they've made to get to the point where they've made the decision to shell out on a Tesla, often making up fantasies about the life they live. The most memorable time I saw a Jag was the one time when I saw the cheapest, most run-down tin can of a car rear-end one. I just ended up laughing to myself at how monumentally shagged the poor lad was that did that. And then you've got the Audis and BMWs, and they're all wank.